Hey, it's another Saturday night. Didn't know. And Riste is on tonight, Q. You know Riste.
Man, Riste is my guy. Die-hard Bears fan. Bear down, baby. So I'm happy that you finally got a fellow Bears fan on, Jimmy. So kudos to you, brother.
There we go. So let's go bring Riste in. We don't have to talk much more because Riste's going to do all the talking tonight. Buck, what's up?
Bear down, baby.
Bear down, bear down, bear down. Fuck the Packers. Even though I'm cool with them, fuck the Packers. From day one. I'm Midwest till I die.
Till I die, baby. The Midwest.
Till I die. Ain't nothing you can tell me
go
you can change my
Tampa,
mind.
maybe? Go Tampa.
No, fuck. You said go Tampa because Tom Brady went there last.
Go Brady. No, you know what? You saw the article about Brady with his cuts and bruises, what he said.
I know. I'm not worried about
Probably
Tom Brady.
come to the realization that he doesn't really want to play football after this season because he's gonna get the shit kicked out of him.
Bro, if I had a supermodel wife that made 10 times more money than I did, I wouldn't want to play football.
I wouldn't either. I'd want to stay home and do other stuff.
Oh, you guys
smoke cigars.
You guys are dogs.
I would smoke cigars and look at my wife all day. That's what I would do.
That's it.
You know, you have a beautiful wife.
She is. I outkick my coverage on that. I'll be 100% honest on that.
and I'll tell you right now, I know talking to you in the past that you met Rudy Giuliani once and got him to lawyer up.
Yeah, I did.
Tell that story.
I was at the Great Smoke with Abe. I think it was like 2000.
That was 2020.
18 or 19. I don't think.
No. That was
20?
19. That was 2019, but it was the 2020 year, right before everything shut down. That was the last trip before everything went to shit.
So let Riste tell his story.
Abe had a 70s party, right? So he I got an email. I was like, "Yo, we're having a 70s party theme. Come dress up in the 70s." So, dude, I rocked out bell bottoms and everything. So did my wife. So did my buddy and his girl. Another couple came with us. They worked the booth. I was like, let's go bang out, sell some cigars, and then we'll go do Florida after that, right? So we got bell bottomed out, and Giuliani was there. And the photo is right there, actually.
Yeah, it is.
So he was taking a picture of my girl, my wife, and our friend. They look good. I would take a picture of them too. And so I see this and I was like, "Yo, Rudy, if you're taking a picture of my girl, I got to be in the fucking photo too." And so Rudy's like, "Come behind the table." He goes, "We'll take a picture of all of us together." So it was a pinky ring to another pink. I'm not actually wearing my pinky ring, but I had mine on and he had his on. So it was like a pinky ring to pinky ring.
I'm not wearing my pinky ring today either. That's right.
Y'all just some pinky ring wearing sons of bitches.
Hey, come on. Pinky land is a good thing.
Yeah, man. How are you guys? You guys good?
Listen, I'm trying to keep up with Jimmy. Jimmy's out here losing weight like a crackhead.
I said that. He's dropped at least 50, 60 pounds.
About 60 pounds.
Yeah, man. I need that crackhead diet. I've been lingering at the same,
man. All you got to do.
I've been lingering
at 255 to 65 forever. This is a selfless sponsorship for Weight Watchers, okay? Unpaid sponsorship right here, because Weight Watchers and Taekwondo, 60 pounds.
I believe it.
And I see your kids in karate.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Hell yeah.
She does karate?
Yeah, she does. She's going a blue stripe belt right now. Mm-hmm. She's good. You know what? I'm gonna sound like this sounds bad as a parent, but as a father, this sounds fucking amazing, right? When I saw my kid kick another kick in the head with no hesitation, I thought that was amazing, especially in a sparring competition. It was a sparring competition. You know what I'm saying? My daughter went out, she got gold on it.
Lightning flash.
You know what I'm saying? Like, as a father, I'm like, she can defend herself hopefully in the future. So that's all I strive for, is to make sure they have what they need to have,
Yeah,
that was cool. you know. But yeah, fuck yeah, karate all day, 100%. I'm that karate dad, 4 days a week.
Well, how far away is she from a black belt at that level?
I think she's 3 belts away. She's not that far away. She just started doing tournaments, you know. So she's been doing it for 2 years.
Good for her.
You know,
and she should stick to it and stick through and then not stop, because I stop.
No, she loves it. She loves it. You know,
well, I'm just saying things get, you know, life gets in the way of things sometimes if you let it.
It does.
You know, find your passion grows out of things that you've done and things that you gave up. And sometimes the strength of the one you gave up comes back to the one that you loved.
I look at it like this, like we're all grown adults, right? And they have no clue what the world is coming. So like we had our chance. So like if I have to give up something to give my kids something, no hesitation. You know what I'm saying? My kid wanted to do karate and it cost this, or it devoted my time to this. No hesitation. You know, if they want to do it, let them do it, you know?
What are we smoking tonight, boys?
Well, unfortunately, because I do not have my stash of the Jas Sum Kral Red Night that Riste so happily supplied me with a few years back, and I still happen to have some, I'm actually smoking a Herrera Esteli Lancero.
All right. I'm smoking a Boston Jimmy.
A Boston Jimmy. This guy still owes me a Boston Jimmy too.
I do.
You check your chats. You do. I'm smoking a 7x44. You remember the 744? But you had those Maduro Crawler.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This is the Connecticut version that I made the same time I gave you the Maduro in like 2019, I think it was.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's got 3 years. That has 3 years of age on it.
Yeah. So let me tell you what I've been doing with my company. COVID, big motherfucker, right? For a lot of people, not me. I decided to. So I was making cigars up to when I saw you at TPE.
Right.
You know, I had everything scheduled out to make. So like, I pushed all that back. I decided to keep making cigars because I knew the industry would just like shuffle or speed it up or just try to get anything to the market. I haven't been getting nothing to the market. If you've noticed in like 2 years, 1 year, I don't care. I'm not in a rush to sell my product, put it that way. Everything that's coming out from me, minimum 3 years on it, even core stuff. All my Lanceros, Red Nights, you know, if you talk to my shops, they'll tell you I've been out of Red Nights, toothpicks, everything coming back out is 3 years minimum. I decided to take a break, you know, chill with my kids, watch them grow. What's the worst thing that happens to a cigar when it sits? It just gets better, right? So that's what I've been doing.
So we have some interesting comments from the audience. You bring on some real interesting chat sometimes on your Facebook.
I do, because you know what? I do different things. You know, I just don't do tobacco. I do other things. I don't see any of the comments. So, I mean, ask, like I said before, like we went live, you're more than welcome to ask me any question you want.
Brian Lewis chimes in and says he's smoking some of the new harvest of Cold Fusion across a 5-star OG and the menthol.
Yeah, so that's a marijuana strain. We're growing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Brian Lewis, right?
It's Brian Lewis from California, man. Yeah. No, he's a cool cat.
So Ronnie says, "Oh, you guys, Ronnie, and you guys are like best buds, right?"
I've known Ronnie before the cigar industry.
Yeah, he's the joker. He's the toker. He's a great bud smoker. My boy Brian Lewis is here for fun.
Ronnie's good people, man. So like, dude, I run things different as my company. I don't have like, I don't have sales meetings. I don't have like, hey, what are we doing this week or this month? I don't give a fuck what we're doing this month or this week. You know, it's just like if you sell cigars, you sell cigars. But when I personally don't want to sell cigars all the time, right? So like, I don't want to, like, I can whore myself out to the best dollar in the world. I choose not to. You know what I'm saying?
And
So that's how it is. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I have stuff I've been aging for 3 years that I could have sold 2 years ago to the public, while everyone else was like in the mad COVID rush.
now, do you have the fill behind that now? So the ones you put out in the market now are age 3. The following years are also age 3 because you're bringing in. You have a plan to load that pipeline.
I got a 3-year plan to load every year for the next 6 years.
Okay, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Is that a lesson
do things
you learned? Is that a lesson you learned?
Yeah, 100%. That is a lesson you learn. You know, when you grow so big, right? And I'm not gloating or not like whatever, but I grew pretty fucking big, pretty fucking fast around the world. Word. You know, and when that happens, there's poachers that come out. You tell poachers to go fuck themselves. That's what I did. So I just chose to do my own thing. I didn't give a fuck. Jimmy, I don't give a fuck if I sell a cigar this whole year. You know what I'm saying?
You're set. You're good.
I'm good. I don't care. I do other things. I filed another patent yesterday. It has nothing to do with tobacco. You know? But I'm not here to like, that is what happens. Like, there are people that reach out to me in this industry who are very, very new. I'm talking like a few months new. And I tell them the exact opposite they want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
And what would the opposite be? When you say opposite, is it like opposite of anytime they say something, you'll say opposite?
A lot of people say you got to do like 5 sizes, come out right off the bat, go to as many stores as possible as you can. Right, going to stores is awesome. Don't get me wrong, but you have to be built at that level to go stores. I don't think any cigar company coming out is ready to go to cigar stores. Every cigar company should go to direct to consumer. Let that market based on your stores. Stores will call you once your direct to consumer is phenomenal, right? Mm-hmm. I never cold called a shop in my life to ask me to carry my cigar. I don't give a fuck if you carry my cigar, but I've never called you to carry my cigar.
Right. Now, the ones that now are calling you to carry your cigar,
yeah.
What is the experience like at a Jas Sum Kral event at a shop?
Lacency kills.
Some events are cool, some events are not. Like if I come to your cigar shop and I can't have a good time with your old people, like just that kind of tells me that you're not a good person in general. I run things very different. I don't look at margins. I don't look at money. I like to have a really good time. And people that do come to my events know we have a really good fucking time. Or know if I show up to a multi-vendor event, we're gonna have a really good fucking time. I don't look at the bottom dollar. I don't give a fuck what that costs me. But you know what I'm saying? Like, how do I say it, man?
Complacency kills.
You ever watch Seinfeld? You watch Seinfeld?
Yes.
I never watched it when it first came out, but as I got older, I've watched all the reruns. And I do know one thing, that in every single Seinfeld episode, there is a Superman something.
There's something different.
In
so
every
like
one of them.
One guy goes to Kramer's like, what the fuck do you do all day? I would sign a field trip for him to hang out with you all day. That is what sometimes happens if you come hang out with me in the cigar industry, right? There's nothing textbook about it. Like I tell people all the time, if you want to come, if you ever want to go to the factory, we can go to the factory, have a great time, or, I'll come. Like, I like to do multi-vendor events. People know I'm showing up. I like to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? People can finally break loose. Because you know why? Because I'm not trying to sell you my cigars. I'm not behind a table pushing my cigars to you. I'm not there for an agenda pushing my cigars to you. I don't give a like if you come to my Riste Safari, I don't care if I sell you one Red Knight or anything I make. But I know you'll have a great time. I know you'll tell 10 people about it.
I've been trying to make it to one of those since.
You've been saying that for 5 years, bro.
I know, dog. I always say that, and I always drop the ball somewhere along the line. I'm like the Bears running backs after Walter Payton.
Stop. Bears suck, man. We have a fluke. A real Bears fan would be like, by week 5, we're dead. My neighbor's right next to me. He's a Colts fan. He lives next door to me. He's a fucking Colts fan. He's laughing at us. That is the God honest truth. But I'm smoking the Connie version when I give you the 745. And that 745, the Maduro product, I still have that. That's something I'll release like next year, maybe in 2 years. And then when I release it, I'll have 5 to 4 years on it from when you smoked it. I do things different. I don't give a fuck like how fast I had to come to market, or you know like the worst thing, like as a brand owner, the worst thing, like when cigar shops will agree with me. What's new? When a customer comes and says what's new every 3 weeks, there's nothing new in 3 fucking weeks.
The thing is, going back to the shelf space, so I like the idea that maybe you only come out with one Vitola, because what happens is the shelf space is like, you want my whole line, all of a sudden, who you displacing, right? For that. If you go in with like, I got a box, these are great cigars. The cigar should sell itself, and it will when they smoke it. You 100%. Just put it on a shelf, and you have the good small brand, small batch cigar shelf that have really good small batch, but they're only like one box. That's
it, and that's all you should do, really. Because if I go up to a shop and say, hey, give me 6 feet of that fucking linear board over there, like 3rd level, 4th level. That's a lot of real estate, right? What happens? Your shit don't sell. Your shop's gonna call you like, motherfucker, I need some shit to give your shit away. I can't sell your shit.
You got to run
That's real life, right?
You got to run it the way the grocery store stocks.
Exactly.
The way they stock.
You don't sell.
The little guys
exactly
are sandwiched in between the big guys.
And I hope a lot of new people are listening to this, because I will drop you some fucking jewels you should listen to in this industry. I've been doing this almost 7 years. I've been through hell and back twice. I honestly don't give a shit, but I will tell you how it is. Like, I've had people call me and be like, yo, what do you think about this or that? And I tell them straight up, like, they don't expect the answer I tell them. There's some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love cigars. I love tobacco. I'm a tobacco nerd. I'm a cigar fucking geek, like one of the best, I love it. But
Ronnie wants to know something. Okay. He's asking Lou Rodriguez, what is your opinion of this goat herder?
Which goat herder? What goat herder are we talking about?
I believe he's talking about you.
Me? I don't know. I mean, I don't know, dude. I am completely different. When I tell people that, I am 100% completely different than anyone in the cigar industry. I don't give a shit, period, at all. You know what I'm saying? I do not give a fuck, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a great day today.
Let me do something here real quick. Let me knock out the sponsors a little early tonight, because this conversation is going to go down a great track.
Hey, you got a lighter?
Get ready, because Drew Estate is back and better than ever, with a party so big that only the Lone Star State can contain it.
Hey,
music, spirits, mouth-watering barbecue, cigars galore, and so much more. It'll be the most epic shindig there ever was. Barn Smoker presents Savage Feast, October 22nd at the South Fork Ranch, Dallas, Texas. Get your tickets now at barnsmoker.com.
All right. That was Drew Estate. Everybody loves Drew Estate. Well, if you like Drew Estate, hey, check out this cigar. It's from a company called Bocock Brothers. Bocock Brothers, they're a new and an active brand founded by these 2 Honduran brothers, Bryant and Douglas Bocock. They like to zero in on the folks that are looking for easy-to-smoke cigars inspired by unusual circumstances. Very importantly named after their very interesting and imitable last name, Bocock. The cigar, the signature edition, is produced at AJ Fernandez's Cigar Factory. It comes in a 10-count box with an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, Nicaraguan Habano binder, and a Nicaragua filler. Available in 5 popular Vitolas. Check them out at www.Bocock Brothers Cigars. They were also brought to you by Platinum Nova Cigars. Platinum Nova, they're a family-owned and operated premium cigar company where they use only the highest vintage tobacco, the most skilled hand workmanship in every Platinum Nova cigar. This results in a timeless blend of art and craftsmanship. The Nova brand and the brand's family's work are a tribute and an honor to their grandfather to always remember him and his infinite passion for the finest cigars. Their love for cigars started with their grandfather, a dedicated master blender and an entrepreneur in the cigar industry. So the next time you're looking for an exquisite cigar experience, pick up a Platinum Nova. Check them out at www.novacigar.com and on their Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. Make Nova big. Lastly, today's show is brought to you by Rodriguez Cigars of Key West. The year was 1947, and the Rodriguez family began the masterful art of cultivating tobacco on their private plantation in the town of Saguane, Cuba. By 1952, La Finca Carmencita employed over 20 workers and grew over 120,000 pounds of tobacco annually. 8 years later, the Cuban government nationalized the private plantation, and the Rodriguez family was forced to immigrate to the United States. They found a new beginning in 1971 on the beautiful island of Key West, Florida, and in 1984 established the Rodriguez Cigar Factory. That factory stands as the oldest cigar manufacturer in Florida Keys, preserving the historical manufacturing industry that began in Key West in 1831. Of course, as the years passed, new generations of family members have expanded operations to Nicaragua, and they're proud to be working with some of the finest tobacco in the world. Rodriguez cigars are exclusively constructed with vintage leaves that have been hand-selected, aged, and constructed through the traditional Cuban manufacturing process. And if you've never had a Rodriguez cigar, I will tell you, you don't know what you're missing yet. You have to go get one. Go down to Key West sometime, go visit the factory, take the tour. It's $15, and you're going to walk out having bunched and rolled your own cigar as a memento. So check out Rodriguez Cigars at www.rodriguezcigarskeywest.com. All right, guys. You can unmute yourselves.
Riste is such a boring individual that you just never know. You just never know what's gonna come out of his mouth.
Hey, listen, for real, Jimmy. Whatever
I gotta respect my advertising.
I would have paid. I would have paid you whatever they paid you, so I didn't hear that bullshit. For real, I would have paid for that 10-minute segment right there. You
sound like Steve Saka.
Saka's a G, bro. Saka's one of the cool cats. You know what I'm saying?
Saka said the same thing in his head. He goes, "Everybody's got vintage leaves. Everybody's got this." Well, what are you really doing? That's his question.
Who? What's the question?
What a cigar company really trying to do? Okay, are they just trying to explain that they have the same process everybody else has, or are they selling you a great product?
I mean, there's a story. I mean, one of the guys you talked about, Babcock. I had those guys in Houston. Good cigar.
Bocock guys.
Bocock
guys
yeah.
are fun.
First time I ever seen him was in Houston. Smoked.
Did they tell you the story? Did they tell you their story? How they?
No.
Holy crap, man!
The shop told me the story. He's like, yo, it's just like some brothers, locally guys doing your own cigar thing. It was good shit.
No. It's much deeper than that.
I don't know.
Oh my God, man! You got to go back and watch the show because we did a show with them. But basically, the older brother actually ran a nightclub in Donley, and he eventually brought cigars in there, and that's how he fell in love with the cigar culture. And then there's a whole lot more that goes on, but that's 100%. Kind of the
you got to be a crazy.
Very cool.
You have to be a crazy motherfucker to enter this industry. You have to be,
especially these days.
You will get broke in 2 months if you're not. It's great though. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, what is it? I mean, you think about what it costs, right? How much it costs you to bring the stuff in, all the taxation.
That goes up. Dude, I haven't raised my prices in 7 years. I actually did a price decrease in 7 years. I have not raised my cigar prices in 7 years, but I can tell you just from February of this year till now, the price of gas and imports gone up 3x.
Oh, yeah.
You know what
Hell
I'm saying?
yeah.
Just on the fuel and the imports, not everything else, but just on the fuel, not talking about boxes, tobacco. So a lot of people like I watch a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of people talk, and a lot of people should listen to Soccer when you're saying, 6-7 months ago, like all the shit coming out, all rush the market, quick tobacco, grow it as fast as possible, cigar boom, a year ago, it's gonna be shit tobacco, whatever. Like a year ago, I was telling people 6 months from now, you're gonna have to make it like a super ornate box to sell your shitty cigar. I don't care who I offend, but and watch closely who the people that attack me after this show are the people that I offend.
Plus, nobody's gonna attack you if you show them love.
No one shows me love, dude. I'm in a pending
Does a
lawsuit
dog
right now.
attack you when you show the dog love?
I'm in a trademark lawsuit
Patches
right now
onto
by
your
a huge
leg.
company. I'm in a huge trademark lawsuit right now that no one knows about.
Nobody knows about it.
Not
You
yet.
just told a shitload of people.
Yeah, I can tell a shitload of people anything, but they don't know about it.
Okay.
They don't know
You
the
have any
facts. but
comments on it? You want to make any comments on it, or you want to just hold it till, like, just leave it until it needs to be?
I can't make comments on it, but if it goes my way, you'll hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like that David Goliath bullshit story. You know what I'm saying? Everyone preaches we should be together. We should sit at the same fucking table. But if you own the chairs and you don't give the chairs out, and then like backdoor, you're like, hey, here's this fucking cease and desist. You know what I'm saying?
So, Riste, what we have from you is a guarantee that if the shit drops, we're gonna hear it here first on
I'll go
Stogie
back
Press.
I'll go back live on you whenever it drops. I'll go live with you.
All right, fair enough. We heard it from you first.
Fair enough.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But when you think about all the crap that and the stuff that you
think about that crap. Think about you just said it in your head. You know it's a pile of shit. And you just made a massive pile of shit.
Massive pile of shit, right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I look at I just looked at what General just announced the other week. The FLVRs, see those?
The flavors, yeah.
It's like, boom, man.
That's great.
It's colorful. It's attractive. It's like walking into a weed shop and seeing all those colors. If you learn from the people on the other side of the TPE, look at the difference between whether you like it or not.
Listen,
hold on.
No. I'm going to interject something. I'm the only person that can sell a product on a blue carpet and a red carpet at TPE.
No, we're going to get to that. But I'm not even talking about the crossover there. I'm just saying, whether you like that product or not,
flavors are coming. You know why?
You're attractive. You are attracted to the colorful marketing that they have.
But flavors are coming.
It brings you in. No, my point being, that's when they go and the flavors of all these different colors and they're vibrant. They're rainbow colors. Okay, bring people in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you from my side why flavors are in, right? Who's the king of flavors?
Oh, we got Drew Estate. We got
100%. End of story. I don't even hear number two. 100% Drew Estate, right? Yeah, Drew Estate. They're the king of fucking flavors, right? There's a flavor event coming that still is 50-50, right? So every person that makes fucking cigars, me as myself, is wanting to take a shot at the fucking king. I want to release my flavor before I can't release it. So that's why all these people, there's going to be 2 more brands coming out. They're going to blow your fucking mind. They're releasing flavored cigars. Traditional Cuban brands. Damn, I shouldn't even have said that. What I'm saying, I released a flavored cigar, and I from day one I said it. I wanted to release a flavored cigar how I would like to enjoy flavored cigars while I can, because people that hang out with me, people that know me, know I will attempt something, even though if I know I'm going to fail at it, I will still attempt it.
So,
right?
Let me ask you this
question.
question.
Why. So there's, go ahead.
And Saka kind of entered the flavored market in his own special way.
So, yeah,
pipe.
European tobacco. I have European tobacco.
But
too,
if
and I
you
told
take-
Sakos,
but
that's
if you
all he
take-
wants.
But if you take pipe, right?
Mhm.
And think about all the flavors in a pipe. They want to ban that shit bullshit. You know, the people would smoke a pipe because they like the cherry note that got added into it and all of that. That is like ages upon ages old. And you're gonna
That's
tell
history.
people
That's history of tobacco.
you can't get rid of that.
No, you can't. You'll never get rid. And he's smart for doing that. You know, Ronnie will tell you, like I'm working on a project to do that kind of stuff in another country because I just have land out there and I know people out there. Like, just because I'm not selling you cigars doesn't mean I'm not doing cigar shit. You know what I'm saying? Sacco's smart on the pipe thing. That's a good way to bend the fucking rules on the FDA. He's really
I
not
agree.
flavoring anything. He's using something that's already grown. And like I said, he's a G. Sacco's one of the top 5 guys like that actually has my backs most of the time, from what I hear. And then I have his back all the time. He's a cool
Has there
guy.
ever been a time when he hasn't had your back?
No. And I
You
would've
just
heard
said
about
most of the time, so I'm just saying. I'm just
Well,
I'm
I
just
mean,
trying to make sure
sometimes when he hangs out with me, I'm blackout drunk and he's blackout drunk.
well, you know,
I can't verify details like that.
Now,
you
Oh, man.
have any,
let me get Q.
do you have any animals on these farms that you quote about? Like, do you do anything outside of growing agricultural products? I'm interested in that.
As far as other businesses I like own or like do or
So outside of agricultural products, plants.
I do all agriculture.
Okay.
I have an agriculture degree before I went to college.
Interesting. Where did you get it?
Purdue.
Okay.
And I didn't have to step a day in Purdue's office.
Go Boilermakers.
Yeah, and that was like 2001. I'm a certified ethical hacker since 2008.
Oh, good to know that.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can vet, you can vet me, and then this is no bullshit. My day job is securing the government. I run the most secure, fastest backbone government in the state of Indiana. Certified, also by Purdue IT department. You know what I'm saying? I do some shit, bro. I can do some shit. You know, I do a lot of things. I just filed my second patent. I feel awesome. You know what I'm saying? Family's good, life's good, everything's good. Cigars are good.
Keep it 1,000 with me, Riste. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that how you're able to not give a fuck? Is because most
100%.
people that are in this industry, right? If this is their bread and butter, they can't come on a live and say they don't give a fuck because they can't say that because that's not true. You can say that because you can bow out of the cigar industry right now and you're still going to be able to provide for your family. So you can honestly say that with
I'm gonna be a dick just because my wife's right here. I'm gonna answer this like a dick. I can say that because no one handed me a sheet of paper saying what I could and can't say live. I can do whatever I want, man. And and there's only 2 people that told me that in the cigar industry, and I respect those other 2 people a lot. One of them was Pete Johnson. Pete Johnson told me it early. He goes, I own my shit. He goes, make sure you own your shit. I go, all right.
Shout out Tatawahe.
Fuck yeah, Pete. That's the only dude I'll travel 5-6 hours to go see at a cigar bar.
Very cool.
You know, it's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? I just like to have a good time. I like to smoke good cigars. I like to release good cigars.
So
a lot
talk,
of people hate munchies. It is what it is.
Let's talk about releasing cigars and such. Where do you source your leaf from? The majority of it.
So we started growing a year ago in Jalapa. Before that, we sourced a lot of farms. So my partner Roniel, you know, he's been with me since, gosh, man, 4 years now. You know, and that was peace of mind. I had someone on the ground that would source lead, tell me it was legit. Someone would tell me the truth. That is peace of mind, the truth. Nothing else after that. Nothing else in the cigar industry matters. If you get the truth, you're good, right? So he sources all the tobacco. He'll tell me straight up, this is good, this is not. He'll send it to me, I'll smoke it. That's why I've only been there 3 times. In 7 years, I've been there 3 times, right? But I have such faith and trust in my partner that I don't need to go back. I mean, if I'll go back, have a good time, I'll take people with me. But like business-wise, everything's like all set and secure. And I didn't have that until that point, until we start working together. And you're not going to hear a lot of brand owners talking about who fucking handles their shit on there. They're going to say they do. Bullshit, right?
No,
I have a guy.
That's
You know what I'm
real.
saying? Like,
Yeah, everybody's got a guy. Otherwise, you're not
everyone's got a guy,
producing
but they don't talk
cigars.
about that guy. They don't glorify that guy. They don't tell him, that's my guy. He's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Anything JSK runs through him too in this setting. And he knows that. And he'll call me some shit sometimes. Hey, this is what's going on over here. Whatever.
When did you
Because
get
he
to leave?
handles all the exports to the other countries. I don't touch that. Everything else comes into the States. He handles all the exports to all the other countries. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have trust. You have to have a guy you trust that he's handling your money. There's no question about it. And, I didn't, and I will state that again. I never had that before.
So when did you smoke the leaf and say this is it? Hold on. And
ahead.
say this is it for these new flavored blends that you're coming out with.
The flavored stuff. So that is a completely different animal. That involves a whole nother company.
Yeah, but you had to have leaf first, even before.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, the flavored stuff I'm releasing, it is not. And it's funny, like the guy who designs this stuff, I can't say his name because he was involved in a huge project of people trying to do this before that failed. I'm going to tell you why it failed, because they just called, we think this goes with this leaf, we'll call it a day, right? It never went. So like Rocky Road, I think chocolate, marshmallow, a little caramel, Mexican San Andreas. Ain't nothing better to go with that, right? The latest release, Banana King Foster's. I started selling that to a rum distillery, is a house cigar, is this, it's a single account. And they literally just sell that cigar to their pairing of their rums. And they told me, like, this pairs amazing with rum. Banana King Foster's with a nice spicy Habano wrapper is lights out, the perfect blend. Like other people say, oh, we blended a cigar for liquor. I'm really doing it. I ain't bullshitting you. I'm really doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's a cool press release they're doing. I'm really doing it. And you know what? I'll say, I ain't got to say shit about it. My product stands for it. It sells out every time it comes in. Like I don't smoke flavors. I don't like flavors, but I made a flavored cigar that I can like somehow enjoy for like a little bit. It is you got your heavy cigar smoker who just pounds flavored cigars. And then you got your guys, the traditionalists, right? The biggest buyers of munchies are the traditionalists. The flavor guys hate munchies. The traditional cigar smokers, the guys who hate flavored cigars are my #1 buyers of my flavored cigar. You know what I'm saying? That's an interesting, that's a good data point. I'm an IT guy. I like data like that. That's another aspect of people that I didn't classify. I thought everyone that smoked flavors would love it, but it's the reverse.
Because you're using premium tobacco.
I use premium tobacco, but it's you taste tobacco. You still enjoy tobacco.
That's what's important about it. That's why, like when Drew Estate, when they came out with the 20th anniversary, and even like the Bella, the Arte, the one that came in the water towers, they definitely toned down their infusion on it. You got the early front end on both of those of a Cuba type of notes. And then when it got down about not even a third in, you could already feel it beginning to change. And then you're just smoking this
dissipates.
beautiful premium tobacco, and just a little hint of what you had before is in the chamber working its way through.
I don't know. I never smoked them, but I'm going to tell you the only reason I made them is because I want to take a shot at the king. That's it. That's just my mentality. I don't give a fuck. And that's why everyone else is doing it. Don't let them lie to you. Flavors will come to an end at one point, and it's coming to a close realization, like really possible. There's gonna be a lot more flavored cigars coming out by next year. I think I lost.
You lost what?
Jimmy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
I don't
think
know.
I lost those Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy.
So go ahead, Quinn.
Has,
your show.
Yeah, Jimmy has some glitches every now and then. You know, that Florida internet sometimes doesn't always pay off, but it'll kick back in.
That's like everyone trying to watch the football game last night.
No worries. So let's do this. While we're waiting for Jimmy to kick back in, let's talk a little bit about the NUGGS. Because when the NUGGS came out, you killed the game with that. You couldn't keep them in. They were flying off the shelves. Are you going to do a NUGGS re-release?
Yeah. It's going to be a Nub Munchies re-release. It's going to be a flavored NUGGS cigar.
Wow. Now, are you going to come with the same strength profiles as you had with the other ones? The 20,
I might do things a little different.
Okay.
It's been in the works. That's all.
Okay.
But it's going to be a flavored, different size NUGGS release. Well, I can't. Like I said, the FDA, you don't know what the FDA, like, a lot of brands will bullshit you. They think they know, but they don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody will claim they know, but at the grand scheme of things,
there's 10% that know. There's 10% of this whole fucking industry that know.
Right. That's a very true statement. You might talk a lot of shit, but that was a very true statement that you just gave.
I'll talk shit with the best of them. I'll talk shit with the best of them. I'm just saying, like, no, there's probably 10% of people actually talk about it. Like, why is Half Wheel a better reporter than the PCA? Why does Half Wheel report it better than the PCA? I don't know.
Great question.
I mean, if you know, let me know. Anyone comment below, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. I get my FDA coverage from, Charlie knows his shit. Charlie goes to his shit, writes his shit. I give him props on that. He knows that.
Well, I think, one of the things is longevity.
Hey, guys. Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
We just had a lightning strike. Electricity went down for a moment, so everything's rebooting. So I'm on the phone. So go ahead, you carry on, Q. I'm sorry.
I figured you're trying to watch last night's football game. But no, back to you, Quinn. Like, I don't know.
I think that Half Wheel, they have so many established relationships that as soon as somebody wants to drop something, they're like, let's reach out to those guys. So I don't think that they report any better. I think it's just that a lot of the times that's the people who are really in the game, the coops, the
so
like
I'll say something you don't want to hear because you're a media guy, right? I'll say it. And I'm being honest with you. I mean, no disrespect to anyone. But Half Wheel is one of the only people, like, I have a distribution list of like 44 people I send an email to. Half Wheel and like maybe 3 others are actually respond with questions to rewrite the story versus what I've said. A lot of people don't want to read a copy and paste 14 times. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
True that.
You know what I'm saying, Jimmy?
I know. I'm guilty of that too.
So like I said,
but Half Wheel has a staff of people. But Half Wheel does have a staff. Of people. They're not who they are. They're not who they are without doing it the right way. And they grew a solid business with people that deal with different parts of the business, and that helps a lot. A lot of the media, like we talk about, are one-person shows, and we work regular jobs. And I tell you what, it's a grind. But yeah.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I reached out to Jimmy. It's because, Jimmy is literally like what I strive to be. This man works a full-time 40, 50-hour week job.
He was at my booth 7 years ago. I know Jimmy.
He still sits down and finds time to write articles, review cigars. I try to take a page out of his book, and I still can't figure out how the fuck the man does it.
He really his end of the year release is one of my, the ones I seek out and go check out. I don't give a fuck about other people's shit. He does good stuff. He reviews a lot of brands we don't know about, we don't hear about, which is awesome and great.
And that's always been my pleasure, all those years. I mean, the site was built on the small brands.
Yeah.
I have, in the love of my heart, anybody new in this industry is welcome. And you send me something, and I'll tell you what, if it ain't any good, I'm going to tell you, and I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not going to bash your business. I'll just
Jimmy,
say, hey, you got work to do.
You know, one advantage that you do have, Jimmy, that I'm jealous about is that when your lights go out, people can still see you. When my lights go out, all you see is teeth and eyes. And that's a competitive advantage that you have that's not really fair. But it is what it is. You got to take the good with the fucking bad.
Wow.
That's
funny,
dude.
If my power went out right
Q.
now, all you would hear is my voice. Riste and you would be on there like, what the fuck happened to you?
I would tell you to smile first.
Well, what I was saying earlier when I was muting myself is we had a lightning strike and it took out the electricity. So I
just figured you set the mood light. That's all.
So while everything's rebooting right now, I had to jump on the phone process. So hopefully I'll get this up and running in a second. Back to normal. Carry on, George.
This blend I'm smoking, I released a Habano version of it just recently with the Cigar and Beer, Black Lion Luxury Club over Nick Engine.
Yep, I know Nick.
Yeah, I just released the Habano version of this one. Aged just as long.
That's, you know what? You guys can talk a lot of shit about how I travel, but Nick fucking gets it in.
Nick's a G, bro.
Nick, I saw Nick at the release for the Super Ego by Freud Cigars.
Mm-hmm.
He was in New York. Saw Nick at the Barn Smoker down at in Connecticut.
You'll see him at the next place you're going to.
Yeah, like I just randomly just bump into him and be like, why do I know you? I'd be like, Nick, we've seen each other enough. Cut the shit, man. Let's go.
He's good people in this industry, man.
He was at fucking Lazona Palooza down at Eric's spot that I went to earlier this year. So, you know, he gets out there. He gets it in.
He does. You know what he does is due diligence. You know what I'm saying? He's good people.
And let me give you your props too, Riste. When I was first getting into cigars and just really expanding my palate, because for the longest, you know, working in the lounge, the only thing I smoked when I worked in the lounge on my shift was the Java Mint. That was the only thing I used to smoke all day, every day. I used to catch so much shit from the lounge members. Like, Q, when you really gonna smoke a fucking cigar? Well, I actually reached out to you about 5 years back, and you sent me my very first care package ever.
I probably laced you up with some Cubans or something, no?
No. You laced me right. You hit me with the nug before you dropped it.
Oh yeah.
You hit me with the nug before you dropped it. You sent me the Red Knight. You sent me the toothpick. I mean, you
were just getting started to doing what you want to do right now.
Yes.
I told you, do your fucking thing, bro. Like, people watching.
You did. You laced me nice. And you were the first brand owner that really showed love and was just like, here. You didn't expect nothing back. Right. You wrote me a little note. You
no,
like,
not at all.
Keep pushing. And I opened up that bag, that box, and I was like, damn, my boy was looking out. And ever since then, every time I'm somewhere that you're at, I always try to make it a point to come and take a picture. I always try to make it a point to come and shout you out, because there's not a lot of guys in the game like you right now. There's
Dude,
you.
I love talking to people. I love meeting. Like, when I first met you, I was like, fuck yeah, I finally met like the person behind the Facebook page. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that. I enjoy that. You know, I like to smoke other cigars with other people. We're all in the same cigar groups. You know what I'm saying? We all know each other, like the third Bacon degree, whatever it's called. You know what I'm saying? The Kevin Bacon's game. We all know each other. Most of us haven't met each other. I enjoy meeting people.
What do you think?
I enjoy it a lot.
That's a good point. And when you think of all the cigar groups, right? What do you think the total percentage of cigar smokers are in collectively the cigar groups?
Like, are you talking like
10% of the cigar smokers?
No. Are you talking like people outside of like social media, or like in general?
Yeah, I'm just talking about, you take the whole country.
Less than 5%.
Less than 5%, right? It's
Less
just
than 5% of people.
that's our world, social world
dude.
of cigars.
We have like a legit like anywhere from like 11 to 15,000 people cigar people. But I mean, I was supposed to, I didn't go to Germany this year, which is going on like past couple of days. You'll meet 15,000 people there in 48 hours.
Yeah.
That are in none of the groups you're in.
That's a great question. That's a great question, Jimmy, because I actually responded to a young lady on Facebook the other day where she feels like the whole cigar week, cigar festivals, cigar event game right now is oversaturated. And I had to rebuttal her statement and ask. I said, "Well, how many of these events that you say that you think are oversaturated? How many events have you been to?" Yeah. She said, "None of them."
Well, then and I said, "Not oversaturated."
And that was my point. I said, "Well, you're actually contradicting yourself." I was like, because there's plenty of markets out there right now that are actually underserved. When you go out to LA, when you go out to Seattle, when you go out to Oregon, they don't have any cigar events out there.
Oh, they do. I was at the one out in Newport Beach.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, Jimmy, tell me how many people were there.
It was pretty crowded. It was pretty crowded, man. There were hundreds of people there.
There's more East Coast than West Coast for sure.
The laws are a little not so stiff.
Then Florida's its own king. Florida's got more cigar events than
Florida is a whole other world.
Yeah, Florida's its own cigar industry beast in itself.
I'm in Indiana, bro. We ain't got shit in the Midwest.
And you're actually that's exactly what I'm saying. Having my ears to the streets, Chicago this year just had its first cigar quote unquote festival, right?
Yeah, old boy ran it. I've known him for a minute.
So you had my boy Adam Jackson and Mario.
Adam's got the flavor line. I've been friends with Mario for a minute. I've never talked to him, but I've always watched what he does. I like what he does. Anyone that spreads the culture is A+ in my book.
But even before that, you had husband and wife couple that did the smoking sale in Chicago, where they actually got the boat and then they went out on the boat. We were all smoking and different things like that. Yeah. That was the first, I'll call it urban, because obviously we can try to act like there's not segments in this industry, but there are. But that was the very first. There are,
but it's something brand owner you choose look at it.
Right. It was the first urban branded segment event that you can say, because
I remember that. I was actually out of town when that was going on. I wanted to go check that out. I remember that was going on. They had it from Navy Pier.
Yeah, it was dope as shit. I was there.
Yeah.
New York City. As many people that live in New York City, you know that they just had their very first New York City Cigar Fest?
Yeah, with Jameson.
Yeah.
I know Jameson real well.
So there's a lot of huge markets that are not they don't have these events. So when I hear somebody say
I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome what everyone's doing like that. Like Henry with the Atlanta Cigar Fest. I've known Henry from day one. He was actually my very first store account for my company.
Really?
Yeah. I've been to Atlanta Cigar Fest 1 and 2. I remember when that show was getting put together.
And you got to include Cigar Mike in this equation too.
Yeah, I've known Cigar Mike since day one.
God, man. I mean, he's got a whole brand now moving through.
I tell a lot of people the whole Atlanta scene is like, it's awesome cigar scene because it's like you know what?
It's like 100 cigar. There's like 100 cigar shops.
More, dude. There's more.
Probably
than that.
more.
There's
now.
like 300, bro. There's like
it's
300
ridiculous.
Downtown area, man.
It's insane.
It's awesome. Atlanta's
and then Davidoff actually closed. Imagine that
in Buckhead.
The only Davidoff lounge I've ever been into where they don't serve alcohol.
I bought cologne from the Tom Ford right across the street from there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your go-to Tom Ford fragrance?
Tobacco.
My man.
I swear to God, that's all I do. If I'm not smoking it, I gotta have it around me. You know what I'm saying? I gotta at least smell like tobacco.
All right, guys, I'm going to put you on mute one more time, and I'm going to run through quick the news and reviews on Stogie Press for the week. We'll come back. We'll just continue our conversation. Right. So this is a fast segment because I did no reviews this week because I was on business travel down in Texas, had a phenomenal time down there at the Underground Cigar Shop and just party down in Fort Worth in the evening. So no time for doing all of this. And sometimes you got to take a break. But there was some news articles that came out. Keep in mind, last week's show with Casey Hogan is now on the YouTube channel. JC Newman celebrated their cigar trophy win over in Dortmund this week. So congratulations to JC Newman. Partagas has released a Toro size tubo. So if you like tubos, you like Partagas, you got a marriage made in heaven for you. Alec Bradley is now shipping their PCA debut, the double broadleaf experimental series. So if you're a fan of the experimental series, start looking for these now, because you know there aren't a lot of them. And then General Cigar and Espinosa have announced their final Warzone expression. Their final. What, they run out of Roman numerals? I don't know. And then Empire, new lounge is going to be opening up in Fort Lauderdale. If you've ever been to the Empire Lounge in Miami, this is one high-class lounge, and they're opening up another one, the third one, I believe, now in Fort Lauderdale, right on Los Olas. So they didn't say the date exact, but it's coming. And Casa Cuevas, they've started shipping their Sangre Nueve, which is blended by Alec, the son. So he's moving into the family deeper every day. And that's it for the news. No reviews. Let's get back to the show. I'll mute you guys. All right.
Riste, I want you to do me and probably half of the people that are watching. Please pronounce your last name for everybody.
Riatevski.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I won't try that, but I'm going to call you Riste. But I wanted to hear you say it so that everybody can hear the proper pronunciation of your name.
So let's actually go that path for a second. What was it like growing up young buck?
First generation Eastern European. I mean, I grew up in Gary, Indiana, with the Maryville. You know what I'm saying? It's new territory. You know what I'm saying? You come from piss poor to go to piss poor in another country.
You kind of blended right in?
Yeah, I mean, we all blended in. We all had our own people, you know what I'm saying? We had, where I live, there's a bunch of Macedonian families, Serbian, Greeks, Macedonians, so a lot of families got along, you know what I'm saying? We had our own little hub of people.
We had kind of a neighborhood.
Yeah, our own views on life, old country.
Sure.
That's how I grew up, That's how I look at it,
So both your parents from Macedonia?
Yeah.
And you get back to it, you still got family back there, right?
Yeah. Pretty much my whole family went out there this year, except for me and my other brother. Probably going like 2 years, but yeah, no, we have more than half my wife's family's out there.
You go back at least once a year?
No, I wish I could, but I mean, now at this point, what I'm saying, like I was telling my wife, like if I go back, like I can't, a lot of people go back for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, which is cool. But I can't do 4 weeks in a country where, I'd have to go do some cigar sales in Sweden or like London or whatever. I can't like cross the pond and not visit accounts. So, we plan on going back, but it's going to be like 1 week, we'll do like 4 countries every week or one country every week,
How many international accounts currently do you have?
16.
In what countries? Do you know off the top of your head?
I'm not going to even mention them. I got too many people that hate my guts. I honestly don't. I stopped giving facts out. You know what I'm saying? I let people ponder, let people wonder what the fuck I'm doing.
Well, if I go over to Portugal in February, can I find your cigars?
No, but I could probably call someone in Portugal and bring them to you, take them to wherever you're at. That's the cool thing. Like a lot of people.
I'll be in Lisbon. I'm going to take you up on that. I'm going to be in Lisbon.
That's one thing. That's one thing that's cool. Like I love about the cigar industry, man. Like I have a lot of friends that they don't smoke cigars. Prior to starting my company, and when they travel, when I tell them, hey, call this guy, or call this couple, or call this lady, like they'll take you to the cool shit. Like how do you know this person? Well, I met him in overseas. It's maybe a cigar guy or whatever. So it's like that's the cool thing with me. Like that's what I like. That's what I like. And I mean, I sell cigars. Just because I don't tell people I sell cigars doesn't mean I don't sell them.
So what is your favorite European country other than Macedonia?
Man, like there's a few spots in Germany where I was at. I really thought about, telling my wife, sell the crib, move over there. But then Sweden has like a really cool spot. Like I like to watch, I was across Copenhagen, the house across Copenhagen, the channel between Sweden and Copenhagen right there. It was a cool spot. I can see myself living there for a few years, just chilling. But
you ever been to Gothenburg? On the west.
I've been to Gothenburg.
It's a neat town.
It fucking takes like 4 hours, 5 hours straight driving to get past the lake. That's how huge the lake is.
Well, I flew.
Yeah. They're known for their seafood in that town. Yeah.
Yes, man. I love the seafood there.
I've traveled quite a bit. I've had a good time. You know what I'm saying? It's just COVID. Shit happens. People adjust. Companies adjust. People look at numbers. You know what I'm saying? You still make the same amount of money, less travel. That's what happens. Business people. That's what happens.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you couldn't travel and you're still selling cigars.
I mean, after 30 days, my wife told me to get the fuck out of the house at one point. She's like, you have to get on the plane somewhere. I traveled a lot. I enjoy it, but like I said, dude, like I'm just chilling. Everything coming out is 2 to 3 years old. It's just stuff I roll with it. Just give it some time. A lot of people appreciate got old shit, but they saw new shit. If I'm going to sell you a 3-year-old cigar, it's going to be 3 years old. So I don't have a 10-year-old.
Well, you will someday, I'm sure.
Yeah, in 10 years, not 7.
Exactly. It takes time to get to 10. It's like a friend of mine. He bought a box of cigars, and he smokes that cigar only one time a year on the death of a family member.
Yeah.
And that's it. And he closes the box and he's got 20 years of that cigar, he said.
Yeah.
And it gets better every year.
People do that. I do the same thing. I have people, I got cigars for my grandkids and deaths, same thing,
Absolutely. So where did the nickname Buck come from?
I got buck teeth and I grew up with buck teeth as a kid, man. I ain't gonna lie about that. Buck Heel Hair was a hot fucking Nintendo product, and I happened to match the same teeth as a fucking rabbit on a Nintendo game. They're called Buck Heel Hair. I ain't gonna lie to you, and that's what it was.
I love it.
I took a beating for that name. I earned that name. So I was like, yeah. But that's what it is. I got buck teeth, and that's where it stems from.
You got a lot of fights in school? It's past the statute of limitations, so you can talk about it.
No, people got their good days. People got their bad days. No, I'm not one to talk about stuff like that. Well, I think that's just like I said. People got good days. People got bad days.
So it's so funny.
They have a lot of bad days.
Since they called you, since you had the buck teeth as a child, I'm gonna have a transparent moment. You know what I used to get called? Being from Chicago. Growing up in the era of Family Matters, I got called Urkel.
Oh, Urkel. I can see that.
Urkel?
I used to get called Urkel. I used to have the glasses.
You Urkel Brown.
Yes.
I watched every Family Matters episode, dude. It's just a Midwest thing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's it. I used to get that all the time. They'd be like, yo, you're that's Urkel right there. And then when I got older, I was like, you know what? I might have been Urkel then, but now I'm Stefan Urkel. You feel me?
Well, yeah, man, he's doing good. He's got his own weed line and everything now.
Yeah.
They used to call me, I guess the strangest nickname I had wasn't so much growing up other than they just were stupid people. They was when I got into college. I could never grow a beard and my mustache was never really thick, so it only grew down here. Right? So they called me
neck
hair
hair.
neck. I was
Hair
Jimmy
neck.
Hair Neck.
That's funny.
You know, and then years
So
later,
it,
all got better.
what's been released that you guys like from the past show?
Well, I didn't go to the show this year because I was at a.
I didn't go
wedding
either.
with Family.
I didn't go. So
But I will tell you, there are things I'm looking forward to. I'm definitely looking forward to that new Casa Cueva cigar. I really like all the work that they've been doing. Okay. They got my cigar of the year last year. It was spectacular.
I can share something that I've most recently smoked that they debuted at the
Go
show
ahead.
was the Macanudo flavored
stuff.
line. Yeah.
Yeah, how is it? I
So
haven't
they-
smoked it yet. I was interested in smoking it.
Yeah, the chocolate mint that they just dropped has very good flavor. I think they've got some burn issues that they need to probably address. I've smoked 3 of them.
Listen to
And-
Urkel talk about flavored cigars.
Yeah, man, the burn line on it. I literally
I'm
did a
telling you, the whole
side-by-side
industry's going that way.
comparison.
The whole
That's
industry.
what they are.
Yeah,
You're gonna
I-
be talking about flavors out your fucking asshole next year. Watch. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Because they are. I'm going to get the flavored cigars. I'm going to get these flavors, and I'm going to actually see. I'm going to hand them out to a panel of people, and we're going to have a show with a small panel smoking them cigars. And I'm going to have people that are dead set against flavors, and people that like flavors. I'm going to have a mixed panel, and just like, look, you don't have to like the cigar. You can talk about it and just give your honest opinion for your palate. And that's a data point for people to understand that if the person that likes flavors
Yeah.
really enjoys it, the people that are in the middle say, hey, I would smoke this. And the people in the far end say this is why they would never smoke it. Or, you know what? Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe they're moving a little bit. That's important information.
It is. It is. I actually, when I smoked the chocolate mint, I actually did a side-by-side comparison with the Java mint. And the reason why I know that it gave me a wonky burn was because when I lit almost the same identical size of the Java mint, perfect burn, that little burn cone that you talk about all the time that you harp on, Jimmy.
Yep.
Perfect.
The
I got
cone's
that.
the perfect Lajero set.
Yeah. When I had that when I had the Macanudo mint, it just one side of it was burning, the other side didn't want to burn. Great flavor profile, but I mean, for somebody who is really into cigars and for somebody to really want to take that serious.
So I mean, you guys haven't smoked my flavor stuff, right?
I haven't had a
No,
chance to
I
get
have
my
not
hands on it
smoked
yet.
your flavored stuff.
I promise you 100% is nothing like it on the market. I can give you a flavored cigar you wouldn't even know it was flavored. I'm like dead set I can do that. To any review person, I can give a flavored cigar to someone, they wouldn't be able to pull the flavors out. You know?
Well, what you waiting on? What are you waiting on? Stop talking shit. What are you waiting on?
I don't got an address, man. No one sent me an address.
That gets taken care of easily. I'll
I'm
have
just
my
saying, like,
I'll have my
flavor-
admin get on that.
You
Right
tell
away.
them to do that. But I'm just saying, like, there's gonna be so much more flavored cigars coming out in the market because I'm telling you, everyone, you know, like, listen, Drew Estate's #1 for that. You know,
Huh?
if there's a set time where you can't do it again, there's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna try. You know, and this is how I mean, that's why I tried. That's my very first interview. Like, no one thought I was gonna do flavored cigars. Everyone's like, no fucking ways doing flavors. But I said I want to try flavored cigars before I don't have an opportunity to try flavored cigars.
Because you want to take a shot at the king.
I just want to take a shot at anyone. I don't give a fuck. I'll take a shot. I don't care. It is what it is. You know, if I lose, I lose. Whatever. I took a shot. You know, I can't. I'm not gonna be that dude saying, "Oh, I wish I tried that." I'm saying, I'll tell you, yeah, it fucking sucked. It was great. You know,
That's awesome. I mean, that's
why
the
a
one
lot-
thing.
That's what people are doing. I mean, there's gonna be a lot more people coming out, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck? He was right."
Hey, listen, I don't doubt. There's a lot of people that when they say stuff, I doubt them. You're not one of them.
I appreciate that.
You're not one of them. When you say something, I'm typically just looking at the calendar like, okay. It's been 2 months now, Riste.
I have a cigar I'll probably release next year. The Queen. You know what I'm saying? Caldwell just did a Queen. I was looking at
Queen?
one myself. Yeah, I've actually had the artwork for 5 years. You know, the band set and everything ready to go. You know.
Oh yeah,
Cigar
Jimmy.
maker.
Jimmy.
Well,
Jimmy
I find
missed.
it interesting. I find it interesting though that Robert's a smart guy. Okay. And I don't know if he was reading the tea leaves, but he knew he had come out with a queen at the perfect time. Now you can celebrate Long Live the Queen.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
just holy shit.
Like 2 weeks before everything happened. You know what I'm
That,
saying?
boom, there you go.
Yeah. No, hey, Robert's a cool cat. You know what
Start selling those in England now.
I'm saying? Yep.
Oh Lord. So
I plead the fifth on that topic.
wow.
Yeah, there's both sides of history, bad and good, man. That's just everything.
Yeah,
That's why I tell people at the cigar industry, there's always a bad side and a good side. A lot of people don't talk about the bad side.
There you go. That was worded perfectly, Risty. That was worded perfect.
A lot of people don't talk about the bad side. I'll tell you what the bad side. I've watched people, you know what I'm saying, not get scammed. You know what I'm saying? Because out of my own good heart, I couldn't see a news article saying they went out of business and knowing they went this route. You know,
Hey guys, here's what we're gonna do here. We're beyond the hour, and we keep this show to an hour, but that doesn't mean there isn't an after herf, and will not be recorded. It's not being live streamed. Come on over. I'm going to drop this in a second in the comments, so please look for it. Some people said last week they couldn't find it, and come on over to the after herf. Meanwhile, I want to thank Riste taking the time.
Yeah,
Come
man.
and join
100%.
us. Q, as always, you picked up where I fell off the map there. So live shows, always fun when there's a thunderstorm and we got storms in the Atlantic. And I want to thank all the sponsors because without them, it's always a little harder to do. Riste, I'll give you the last word before I call the show.
You know what? I thought about what I was going to say about last word, and I'm going to drop a diamond on everyone. I play the stock market a lot. S&P 500, buy an option call, 400 Monday morning, sell it Wednesday before the Fed talks, wherever the high is by the put, ended out 2 weeks out.
There you go.
That's a jewel for you guys.
There you go.
That's a jewel. Ain't no one else can tell you something like that.
All right, folks.
I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you. I'm going to beer. I'm going back to the beer event I was at before this show.
Oh, you're joining the after herf. You said you got plenty of time to smoke.
No, I'm going to go back to the beer tent.
Oh, geez, man. You said earlier you got all night.
Yeah, I'll talk here live all night.
Oh, you just want to continue going live? All right. I'm going to stop the recording, though, because it's going to be too big. So
No, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just going to bring people in.
This is one of the only nights we don't have kids tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'll just bring some people.
I'll smoke. We talk. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Are we still live?
We're live.
Take it off live.
Take it off live?
Yeah,
Okay.
take it off live. Who wants to join can join.